Welcome back. It is Saturday, September 30th, and the MLB, our three favorite picks, are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday, a 1-2 day. Let's dive in a little bit more and talk about the picks. Reds money line, yeah, sweat free. I mean, they absolutely smoked the heck out of the Cardinals. And look, the only problem with the Reds smoking them is it feels like we used up all of our timely hitting in that game because the Rangers could not get any timely hitting. They went 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. And then the Astros, Diamondbacks over 8.5. Great CLV. The line ended at 9.5, but they went 1 for 16 with runner in scoring position. They even got a home run overturned. They had a one off the wall that would have tied the game and sent it to extras. A terrible beat. But either way, we're going to bounce back today. Our parlay of the day did smack our two goats. We had three, but Trey Turner didn't play. The other two goats did end up cashing. So hopefully check out that parlay of the day, our final one of the regular season. But like we normally do, we do not do any videos on Sunday. So this will be our final regular season MLB video. It's been a great season, but don't worry. We're still going to be back for the wild card games, which start, I believe, on Tuesday. So you won't see us on Sunday or Monday, but we'll be back for some more picks. We're going to try to dominate the postseason. Last year, we're plus 10 units in the postseason, a very good run. We're going to try to do that once again, and we have plenty of other videos for you guys to check out. We have a college football video already live. We have an NFL video already live. We got two NFL videos again dropping today. So definitely check out all the content. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like. Logan, you got two picks, and I think the first one people will recognize. Where are you going today?
Yeah, I'm going back to the scene of success. Where I have a scene of success and scene of crime pick today. They'll sound all familiar to you, but let's talk about the good. I'm taking the Reds on the money line again, minus 118 odds on FanDuel, currently your best value there. Now, yesterday we saw an absolute no sweat winner, 19-2 Reds win. It was one of those great baseball wins where luckily I did not have to check the score and stress. Feels like we haven't gotten many of those this year, but I like that result. And while I would love to see that result again today, I can't guarantee it because, in baseball, you can look great one day and then, you forget the bats at home the next day. But what I do know for an almost fact is that the Cardinals are just messing around. They don't really care. They really do want their season to end. It looks miserable there in St. Louis. They've been a terrible team all season long, and the fact that Adam Wainwright got to pinch hit yesterday should tell you a lot about how serious the Cardinals are taking this game. But who's starting for the Cardinals today? It's Drew Rom. 9 ERA and a 2 whip at home in 2 home games. So smallish sample size there, but he has not done all that well, especially recently. You look at Rom's last 3 starts, 6, 5, and 0 earned runs. So the question is, can the Reds get to him? They've seen him before, and they did get to him before. In his most recent start in September against the Reds, Rom went 3 2/3 innings pitched, allowed 4 earned runs, which again, so that's providing sample size that they should be able to hit him. They've seen him before, and following Rom would be the Cardinals bullpen, and I just, what do I say about the Cardinals bullpen? I mean, yesterday it spoke for itself, but they are 24th in bullpen ERA in the last week. I mean, not all that great. They've been the reason, in my opinion, why the Cardinals have really struggled this year. They just have not found any good arms out of the bullpen, to use game in and game out. And yesterday, I talked about the Reds being a road warrior. They are still a road warrior. They're 44-35 now on the road this year. They've been a lot better on the road than they are at home, weirdly enough. And the Reds' offense, what I do like about picking them is they're always going to be aggressive on the base path. If Rom walks a few guys, you can bet your dollar that they'll be stealing and getting themselves into scoring position. And that's what I like to back, on a team. I call them the try-hard Reds because I swear you can never count them out. That's why they were the Rally Reds, and that's why when I was fading them back in June, they were crawling up my skin because they have no quit in them. And with every single player in their lineup getting a hit for the Reds yesterday, they're seeing the ball well right now. I think we should definitely trust them, and we should trust them to get it done in this spot, in this must-win spot. They simply cannot lose this game. Now, who's starting for the Reds? It's Connor Phillips, 5.66 ERA and a 1.35 whip in 4 games this year. Limited sample size for Connor Phillips. I'd like that ERA to be a little bit lower, but what I do know is that he's got a pretty favorable matchup. I'm not going to lie. The Cardinals, yesterday I said they scored 2 or few runs in 6 out of their last 8. Well, we can upgrade that to 7 out of their last 9 games. They've scored 2 or fewer runs. It's nasty to lose a game, with the opponent scoring 19 and you still not be able to crack 2 runs is just funny to me. I mean, in September, St. Louis has they've been tragic. The Cardinals are only hitting 206 in their last 3 games. It's been pretty bad. It's been pretty bad in St. Louis. And again, Connor Phillips doesn't need to go out and pitch a gem. He just needs to go out there and not be, catastrophic, because he's got a Reds bullpen behind him that is 23rd in bullpen ERA over the last week. But what I do like is that they've gotten some rest. They had an off day prior to yesterday's game, and then yesterday should have counted as an off day because they didn't have to use any of their good relievers. They were up so convincingly. So all the signs are pointing to the Rally Reds in this one. Hopefully they can give us another no sweat winner. That would be really nice. But I think once again they're fighting for their playoff lives, and I don't think their season ends today. I think they're going to get us a win. But Austin, where are you going for your first pick?
Yeah, I mean, the Reds did not use a single bullpen arm yesterday. Had to use Carson Spears for 3 innings, who was starting for them a couple weeks back. And the Cardinals, dang, just pinch it Adam Wainwright. If that tells you anything you need to know, they do not care about winning. They just want to have some fun out there. So I really like the pick. Now I'm going to go to a team that's been super consistent this year, arguably the best offensive team. And I don't really think it's very arguable because we're going to the Braves. I'm taking their team total full game over 5.5 runs, minus 105 on Caesars. Personally, I'd play this right around minus 125. It should not go up any higher than this, as they're going to face Jonah Doan and the Nationals once again today. And the Braves, well, you could say they could mail it in for the season. They are 2 wins away, I believe, from setting their franchise record. They're coming off a loss last night, and that loss last night, they still scored 6 runs, hitting this team total over, and they went 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position. They did pinch hit some of their stars. Those guys were still hitting the ball. So this is a team that's just seeing the ball all well, whether it's 1 through 9, whether it's 1 through 15 on the bench. It doesn't matter. All these guys are still seeing the ball well, and I think they'll have a good chance to get it done against Jonah Doan, as I don't think they're mailing it in just yet. We've already seen the Braves are going to even have some, practice games while they are off for a week as they wait for their divisional round to come. But I don't think this team rests their guys today, and even if they do, maybe they rest 1 or 2 guys, and they still have a lot of talent in that lineup. But Jonah Doan going to get the start for the Nationals, 6.42 ERA and a 1.59 WHIP. If you look at his home road splits, you'd see he actually is much better on the road, but he hasn't pitched a lot on the road. It's been to bad competition. The Braves just saw Doan, and he went 4 2/3, 5 hits, 4 walks, and 4 earned runs. They had 23 total plate appearances, a 303 expected batting average, and a 17.4 walk percentage. Just the kind of Doan that struggles to find the strike zone. He walks batters, and when you put free base runners on there, it's just not going to lead to good success against a team like the Braves, who everyone on their lineup can basically hit a home run, especially at home. So I look at Doan to continue to struggle, and when he does throw it in the zone and it actually is hittable, he doesn't miss bats. He doesn't have a lot of movement on those pitches. 20th percentile in K percentage and whiff rate, 2nd percentile in barrel percentage, 1st in hard hit percentage. So he's not missing bats, and when he sometimes walks guys because they're not even competitive pitches, and when he does throw it in the zone, the guys are hitting it, and they're hitting it hard, and I love that as a recipe for success against this Braves team. We've seen the last 3 starts for Doan, 4, 5, and 4 earned runs. If we can get a similar performance from them, maybe he gives up 3 today. Maybe it's a decent start, gives up 3. I think they got his earned runs props at 3.5, a little bit juiced on the over. I think that we'll see this Braves team be able to put up some more runs against the Nats bullpen. Because yesterday, the Nationals, who won that game, they used all their good bullpen arms, and they only have 2 of them. It's Hunter Harvey and Kyle Finnegan, and they used both of them yesterday, and they even used 6 relievers, in fact, yesterday. This is the Nats bullpen that has sucked over the last, basically all year, but really especially over the last couple months. Last 10 games, a 5.32 ERA. That's the 5th highest in baseball, and the reason that is not higher is because Hunter Harvey and Kyle Finnegan are the guys that are lowering that ERA. The other guys are just not good. They walk base runners. They throw things right down the middle of the plate. That's not a good recipe for success against the Braves team that we know can score 6 runs in their sleep. Yesterday, like I said, 6 runs. They went 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position. They could have had 15 runs if they had those timely hits. They had like 17 hits as a team. Still hit this team total over. We know how much firepower they have. So for our last regular season video, I will happily roll with the Braves to get us 6 runs. I certainly think they're capable of doing it at home against Jonah Doan and that Nats bullpen. So Braves, I'm counting on you. But Logan, I'll let you wrap it up with our 3rd and final pick, a scene of the crime pick. Where are you going?
It is a scene of the crime pick. And no, you're not watching yesterday's video, although I do have the exact same 2 picks. I'm going to the Astros and Diamondbacks game, and I'm taking the over. This time it's 9 runs, minus 108 odds on FanDuel, currently your best value there. Yeah, yesterday it was like 8.5, and then it jumped to 9.5. I was feeling good. I was like, ooh, we got some good value on this one. Yeah, no, Austin already mentioned it. Combined 1 for 16 with runners in scoring position yesterday. And watching it made my blood boil, but I also said, you know what? we're going to run back this loss because I think, honestly, Austin and I's mistake a lot of this season was not running back our losses. If we just would have run back our losses, I'm sure our record would actually be even a lot better. And that's just kind of normally the whole one day early jinx. I hate seeing that because you know what? This could be a first 5 total for all I know. That's how like June worked. We would pick an over, they would stink, and then the next game there'd be 20 runs in the first 5 innings. But with playoff implications on the line for both teams, the total being set once again to 9 for these two teams, just all the more reason to like these picks, because normally your thought process is, well, you know, it should be a tight, low scoring game, both teams burning, you know, their better bullpen arms. I just don't see it that way. I think the fact that this is set to 9 should give more evidence that it's going over, especially with Merrill Kelly on the mound. Yesterday I talked about Zach Allen. He's good at home. Well, Merrill Kelly just as good at home. 2.7 ERA and a 1.03 WHIP at home for Merrill Kelly. So why is the total set high again, right? In his last 3 games, Merrill Kelly, kind of like Zach Allen, 5.4 ERA. The worst of those was a 7 earned run performance to the New York Mets. I mean, come on. If the Mets can tag him for 7, the Astros can definitely do some damage. They could get 5-6 runs up on Merrill Kelly for sure. Houston entering this game pretty hot, you know, hitting 296 in their last 3 games. Told you guys, don't let the Astros get hot, and unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. They will make the postseason. Not so bold prediction there. I do think they win this game today anyway. But Houston, first in hits, third in runs on the road. This is an offense that's going to be able to do some damage. And I don't think Merrill Kelly's really going to be able to stop anything. I think they probably will tag Merrill Kelly for 4 to 5 earned runs early, probably chase him and then get into the bullpen, and then it's feasting time. Now, on the other side, obviously this is a high total, so we need some runs from the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're facing Justin Verlander, 3.42 ERA and a 1.2 WHIP on the road for Justin Verlander. It's solid numbers for Verlander. I backed him recently, but against Verlander, the Diamondbacks roster actually sees him pretty well. They're hitting 276 with an expected batting average of 286 and 94 plate appearances. Pretty decent sample size on there to say they see his pitching well. Now, what we do know, unfortunately, Arizona is in an offensive slump. They just it's what they do, man. I don't know what else to say. I kind of don't want to see them in the playoffs because I don't want to watch them stink it up there. But it's now or never for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Like, season on the line, you've got people nipping at your heels for the NL wild card. Are you going to be able to get the timely hitting today? At home, they're still hitting 261 on the season. That's always what I keep mentioning. It's like, if they're going to do it, it's probably going to be at home. And Verlander, to me, he's mostly a name these days. He is rounding into form, but he's not unhittable. The Diamondbacks had runners in scoring position yesterday. They just couldn't get the timely hits to get them across the plate. Hopefully they can today. I actually do think they get those timely hits. Now, over the last week, Houston 2nd in bullpen ERA, Arizona 9th in bullpen ERA. I still see some runs coming late in this one. And like I said yesterday, 4 runs from each team will do the trick. That for at least a push. That's I think the benchmark where we can get with all those stranded runners in scoring position yesterday. I'm confident they get those guys across the plate today. That's just, you know, kind of the law of averages game. You strand the runners in scoring position one day, and then they come across the plate the next day. I think the over is the clear way to go. Austin, I think we're ending this regular season on a 3-0 sweep.
That would be electric. We deserve an absolute broom for the rest of the regular season, but we appreciate you guys as always for showing all the love all regular season. Like I said, we're going to be back for some MLB postseason, so don't you worry. Last year we were plus 10 units. We dialed back the plays a little bit because we don't have as many games as we normally do, but we did really well last year. Hopefully we can do even better this postseason. But like I said, last MLB regular season video, we'll have another one, another postseason video coming up when those games start. But a reminder, we have a couple of videos on the channel, college football picks video. Logan's on a heater over there, and then we also have an NFL picks video too, which we're in for a big week for, as well as some other NFL videos that will be posted later on today. Have a great Saturday. We'll see you guys in the other videos. And this is Austin Logan signing out for the final time this regular season. We'll see you guys back in the postseason, baby, with those brooms out. We'll see you then. Peace.